What's up guys, my name's Alex, and in this video I'm going to show you guys how to develop your own trading plan and gain the skill set that you need to profit every day on the stock market, even on its worst performance days. Without wasting any time, let's get straight to it. Okay, so really quickly, I want to give a recap of my trade this morning that I actually made $1,181.70 on, and that was on Tesla. So as you guys know, the EV industry has been insane lately. I've been trading Tesla for a good 2 to 3 months consistently, and just learning these overall patterns and making these killer profits every single day on it. And I'm going to show you guys exactly how you guys can do the same thing in just a second. So if you look right here, if you would have timed this trade perfectly, bought in down here, sold up here, that would have been a 4.6% gainer. I actually made about 3% on this trade. So I didn't have the perfect buy-in right here, and I actually broke my own rules, which I'll show you guys in a second. But it looks like I bought in twice, but it was actually just the fill order. So I bought 65 shares at $628.32. I took part in the opening bell dip. I've explained that in a previous video where a lot of profit taking happens at open, or it just dips down but quickly turns around and gains on the day. And that's very common with Tesla. So if you've been trading this a lot lately or just holding it long term, you guys will know that a lot of times in the morning it has that initial dip and then just pulls through all day and is on the uptrend. So I bought in over there at 628.32. My stop loss was actually 625, but if you look right here, it broke 625 right around here, but I had confidence that it would go back up and test it. If it tested 625 as a resistance level and could not break above it, then I would have sold absolutely, as I know my stop loss was already broken. I broke my trading rule to begin with, but I had confidence that it was just going to dip a little bit lower. I was going to snag a couple more shares down there, but I didn't really want to average down in this case. So yeah, I sold up there for, like I said, a profit about $18.81. So my overall plan on this trade, well, there was a resistance level of about $646. So if you can see, that's that level right around here. So right where it broke, I had a plan that it was going to go up and test that 646 level. As you see it right there, it had a crazy run this morning, and as soon as it tested it, I was either going to sell if it got rejected or wait a little bit for it to break above and sell right after it broke above the resistance. And as you guys can see, I sold at 646.50, started losing a little bit of momentum. I got a little bit scared and jumped out. And then it, continued to rise. It peaked at the day about 651.49. So I think I got out at a pretty good time and made my profit. So let's talk about how you guys can do this. Now, one thing I want you guys to all know about the stock market is history tends to repeat itself. So that might be something that you guys heard a billion times in your old history teacher's class, but this actually holds some truth in the stock market. Now, what I mean by that is a lot of the overall patterns that you see, especially on certain stocks or certain industries, tend to repeat themselves over time. So if you learn these overall patterns, you learn the overall range that they bounce in between, you can actually hit some of these profits consistently by just trading these patterns over and over again. A lot of times too, support and resistance levels will hold the same over time, so there can be some very important support levels, some very important resistance levels that just trade back and forth. A lot of times too, if it breaks above a resistance level, that can actually hold as a new support level, as it was the old resistance, it now broke above and now it's holding. Same thing with support. If it actually sells off and breaks underneath the support level, then that can serve as a resistance in the future. But it's just good to hold on to these, technicals and these overall trends that you see, because they repeat themselves a lot of the time. Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, where do you actually get started with trading? Well, I highly recommend getting started with a simulator trading or something known as paper trading. So a lot of the actual platforms that you'll trade on in the brokerages offer what's called as paper trading, and that's just like real trading, but you're trading with fake money. So you're actually following real-time charts, the real-time market, you're trading these real stocks, but everything's real except for the money that you're trading with. So as good as it might feel to hit those gains and make all that money, it's not real and it doesn't actually pay the bills. But you don't want to take your hard-earned money and immediately throw it at the market when you don't know what you're doing. So you want to start off in the simulator until you can consistently hit these profits and you're confident in your trading. Now, without stopping there, I highly recommend that you pick 3 to 5 good stocks that you see value in. Take those 3 to 5 good stocks, follow the news on them every morning, look at the stocks every single morning, and watch these overall trends. When you pick up on these trends, try to trade them in your simulator trading every morning until you develop your own plans. By plans, I mean you need a planned entry, a planned exit, and a stop loss in case your trade goes south. Along with that, you'll want to pay attention to volume and some of the other indicators. If the volume is low on a certain day, lower than average, then traders are putting their interest elsewhere and you really shouldn't focus on that stock. And there's also a ton of indicators that can help you out with your overall entry and exits, but they're not always reliable. So for example, some of the stocks I'm personally watching myself right now are Tesla, as I've been trading that the past few months. Alibaba, I see a lot of value in that. Peloton, that's been making some crazy moves lately. I've been following the overall NASDAQ and S&P 500 trends and trading that. I've been trading a lot of gold and oil, but I have my selective stocks that I usually stick to, and I know all these trends on. I follow the news very closely. And a lot of times they're talked about in my overall newsletters that I read every morning, so I already know what's going on before the market opens. So these are some very familiar patterns with me, and they allow me to hit these profits consistently every single day. Now, once you're paper trading for a while and you can consistently hit these profits, you can manage your risk, then if you're confident enough, then take some of your own money and go ahead and move it to the real market and just follow the same patterns and trends and trades that you've been hitting in the simulator if you've been doing well. No matter what though, when you're ready to trade with real money, you always have to have a plan. You have to manage your risk at all times, otherwise you will lose your entire account. Not to be dramatic, but I've seen that happen to so many people where they just go all in on a stock, they don't manage their risk, they don't have a plan, and then it just tanks, keeps going lower, they're bag holders. Sometimes they'll just get out and sell, sometimes they'll delist, but it's just never a good situation. So those are some of my best practices for getting started with trading and how to actually develop your own plans around it. I'd be happy to help you guys out in any way that I can, so if you have any questions about this, go ahead and let me know, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can on that. I hope you guys were able to create your own unique trading plans. If this video helped you out in any way, go ahead and drop a like to help me out and subscribe, as there's plenty more to follow. I have 2 trading resources linked in the description below. You're welcome to check out either one of those. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.